Oh my god, finally I am able to create Age of Empires video. I'm so sorry that I have been absent for so long, but I'm not actually absent. I was in one of the greatest and biggest wars in Age of Empire history, and sadly we have lost, but we have learned a lot of information, and I am here today to share with you literally one of the best builds for Moland, basically the Archer Marsh, that is considered to be King Arthur killing Marsh. Before I even start or show you anything, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes of videos of me killing King Arthur and making a joke of that $60,000 hero. So basically, in short, the build you need to go here is Moland, Attila, the Hun, and Rainy. And the reason for this exact position is Moland itself is going to be your main damage dealer, and Attila is going to serve as debuffer and buffer because he has the double attack. At the same time, Rainy will have another double attack for Moland. The main damage of Moland actually comes from Star Chaser, and the main skills I'm going to be picking up for her is the following: Weak Spot Attack and Act of Mercy, and nothing else. There is double attack, there is furious charges, but we are not going to pick any of these. We are going to be stuck with Weak Spot Attack and Act of Mercy. Why? Because later on we are going to equip her with double attack, which is going to increase all of these chances, since they are considered as, here you can click, they are considered as a secondary strike. Secondary strike means every single time you do an attack, a normal attack, there is a chance that you are going to launch one of those 3 skills or 8 of them. That depends really in your chance. So 20%, 26% chance for your signature, 20% for Weak Spot Attack, and Act of Mercy is going to be 25%, and this is per attack, which is why we want to tell us here because he's going to buff. But people would tell me, why don't you, for example, put Attila on the 3rd spot or something? The reason is very simple, that it doesn't matter where you actually put Attila, okay? It doesn't really matter. Why? Because Annihilator here, the skill, well, regardless what's going to buff, it's going to buff your hero, your commander hero. See, there is a 35% chance for all of your heroes to on the double attack stat and increases your commander might damage by 35% and might by 50. So no matter where you put this guy, he's going to buff your commander. Now there are many skills that you can pick from. I cannot really say which one is the ultimate best. However, Act of Mercy is the ultimate best in one slot. The second slot you can go either Armor Piercer or you can go Critical Insight. You will never going to pick Warrior He-Man unless later on I'm going to discuss this but in a different video. But for now you have to pick from Armor Piercer or Critical Insight. There is no need for weak spot attack. There is no need for anything else. Okay, this will directly, as soon as this hits, it's going to directly reduce all the enemy armor, which again is going to buff your commander damage and overall damage, because enemy here is going to lose 150 armor. It's not just 50 armor, by the way, because it says reduce all enemy heroes armor. At the same time, you could pick Critical Insight if you are going for auto attack build, like double attack build for all of your heroes. I will explain this later on. So whether you pick Armor Piercer or Critical Insight, I believe both of those are actually very decent. I don't see much difference between them unless your whole spec is attack damage spec. Means if you decided to go for attack damage build. Okay, now we go for the last hero, Rainy. Rainy is extremely useful in this build for a couple of reasons, and her position is going to be the 3rd and nothing else. She's going to be the 3rd, and the main reason is this: her signature skill buffs the next hero. So how the game works is your commander is the 1st hero, and this is your 2nd hero, and this is your 3rd hero. When the skill here sees the next means it's going to go back to your commander, which means it's going to buff your commander. Not only that, her skill does the following: it has 25% chance, which is still little since it's an activation chance, it's a turn based, and if the skill is activated, it's going to increase might by 40 and might damage by an extra 33%, which is really massive. For the skills, there is no 100% better skills, but for sure Warrior He-Man here is going to be the best, because here again it says increases the next hero might by 100 plus based on the skill level. Okay, now why this is going to be good? Because no matter what you see here, the secondary and 3rd commander in your marsh is not going to inflict as much damage as your commander. Your commander usually is the massive damage dealer in here. Yes, they are going to be helpful and deal good damage since she's max 2, but the main damage is going to come from your commander. I mean, let me show you here an example with the attacks I have done. I have saved some insane rewards. Let me see if I have. Yeah, for example, see, that's a 600 kills. You can see here, look at the damage from this. It's more than 1.5 million, and these are actually the main skills. I was testing a lot of builds, and this is my 2nd commander. He did 360k. Look at this, she did 139k damage. So again, this Act of Mercy is one of the best skills in the game, so please don't forget to pick it up. So yeah, you can dash an insane amount of damage here. As for rings, there are multiple choices. Actually depends on how much of a spender you are. Like here, for example, ignore this. I do have equipment, but I was resetting my equipment so I can create a cavalry march, one of the strongest cavalry march. I'm going to do it in another video. But for the rings, you want one of two rings. If you are low spender and you can't afford match, then the ring that you need to be picking up is Blaze Spirit. What does this ring do is every 9 attacks of your troops increase the damage of all of your heroes attack and secondary strike skill by 12%. It goes up, but this is something very interesting in here. If you pay attention to this ring gets an extra effect by might. So the more might you have in your hero, the more this percentage is going to go up, which means if you actually equip this ring into your commander is going to get the most buff and benefits from it. Remember, in our build in here, we are having this, which again adds Attila. It adds, when his skill is activated, it adds might. Okay, and here she adds an extra might, and if we have warriors Haman, it adds more might. So all of this might actually does contribute in the ring effect itself. So ring actually scales way much more than you could actually imagine. So this is why the ring, no matter what, if you can't afford that double strike, which is Radiant Ring, then you will have definitely to go for Blazing Spirit, and it's fucking crazy good. Please don't underestimate this ring. Okay, as for Attila, literally it doesn't matter where you put when it comes to the position, but you can add Ring of the Beer. I love Ring of the Beer. Ring of the Beer, yes, it does reduce armor by your troops by 20, but it increases your commander by might by 75, which again contributes to the power of the Night Wolf, the Ring of the Night Wolf. So you see here, so it affects your might, it affects your secondary strike damage. All of this is going to be amplified just because you equip this ring into your Molan. This is assuming you don't have much resources and money to spend on the ring. The last ring is obvious. Where is the ring? Yeah, armor maintenance. This is fucking good ring. Seriously, a fucking good ring. This, if you don't really have much money or low spender, this is a must. Okay, so let's say you are a spender. Which ring is the best? The best ring, there is no question asked, Fury of Blows, Radiant Guardian. This is a fucking crazy ring. I'm gonna show you here someone who had this ring. Why this is crazy? Ignore the stats, okay? This is crazy because your whole damage dealing comes from something called secondary strike. Okay, let me again go back. Secondary strike. We have here, this is a secondary strike, means there is a chance you are going to activate your skill every single time you attack. At the same time, this percentage itself is going to be fucking increased. And for your information, you can cast the skill 2 times. 2 times. This is the only class, anyone who has secondary strike, any secondary strike hero in the game is the only hero that can cast the skill 2 times. Which means there is a chance you can do fucking crazy burst of damage. Which means this is going to be your ring that you are going to use in dealing damage if you are spender. So again, let's see. So let's split into 3 tiers. The low tier is going to be in the bottom. Not low tier doesn't mean it's bad. It means you are a low spender. That's why. Free to play or low spenders. This tier is going to be for the mid spender, and that tier if you are a high spender, because getting a gold ring is really fucking hard, especially if you decided to upgrade it. So let's start with the low tier. And low tier doesn't mean again it's bad, it's actually very good. but I mean, because it's too hard to be upgraded and you are going to wait shitload of fucking time if you decided to skip and just go for the golden ring. Golden ring might take a free to play up to a month or even more if you're daily fucking active, unlucky and saving hammers, etc. So you will start with Ring of the Night Wolf. Ring of the Night Wolves I already have explained. This ring gives you skill damage and normal attack damage based on the might, which means you're going to equip it to the highest might hero you have, which is Mulan in that case. And then the Ring of the Beard, doesn't matter where you are going to equip it, this ring is going to give you might to your commander. And then you have one of two choices. You will start with Ring of Clover because it's super fucking easy to get, like really super easy to get and super easy to upgrade. And then you will get Ring of the Deer, and depend on how much, because this ring is completely luck. It's luck. Okay. Ring of Clover, once you get enough, you can go switch Ring of Clover into Ring of the Deer. Ring of the Deer is an RNG thing. It might be good. You really can't test between those two. Actually, I would prefer Ring of the Deer, but obviously early on Ring of the Clover is fucking good. Now let's go to the mid tier. This is the mid tier. Radiant Guardian, Ring of the Night Wolf, Ring of the Bear. Mulan is going to equip Radiant Guardian. For Ring of the Night Wolf is going to be equipped to the highest might hero again. In this case, Attila is going to equip. If you don't have Brainy, then you have here Ring of the Bear. This doesn't matter actually which commander is going to equip this one, because it benefits your commander directly. It doesn't matter which one you are going to equip. Now let's go to the high tier. This is high tier, and it has two builds. This is for open field, otherwise there is no point of using them. But that open field, this ring is actually fucking broken. Scorching Flame. But anyway, let's start with the regular build, which is rally build. You are going to equip Mulan with Radiant Guardian. You are going to equip Attila with Ring of the Bear, and you're going to equip your last hero, Rainy, or whatever you're going for, with Lord of the Asturian Heavens. Now I understand people are going to say Ring of the Night Wolf and stuff, but this build is burst damage. Burst damage means this build is going to do way faster damage than this ring. Now, if you understand how might effect works and stuff, you will understand that this is going to instantly give you might, and getting might is going to actually increases your attack damage, your normal attack damage, and your skill damage instantly without any waiting. While on the other hand, Ring of the Night Wolf is going to give you the sim buff, and it's going to be way better in the later stage, but after you attack 9 times. Let me explain this to you here. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so let me explain to you how might works. Okay, let's take Mulan for example. How does might work? Might effect in general. So I have a 500 might. This means every 1 point of the skill effect is increased by this one. This is what we are actually going to talk about in here. So the skill on the other ring is 12% and goes up to, let's check the ring here. This is the ring. So this is the ring, and once you max out the ring, it's going to increase the secondary strike skill by 25%, might bonus, and reduces their armor by 35. So basically you are going to get 25% might damage for the secondary skill and normal, but there is still even might bonus, but this happens every 9 attacks, which means you could have this one, since you are having double attack, maybe after 2 turns. Every 2 turns this is going to happen, which again is not bad thing. But let me explain to you how might might works. Okay, so you have here might, right? What does this might do? This might increases your troops' normal attack, which means your troops are going to do much more normal attack. And in our case, the ring adds 105. And if you can see here, for skills with might bonus, every point of might increases skill effect by 0.3, which means we are going to multiply this by 0.3, which is going to give us 31.5. See, 31.5% increase to your secondary skills damage and to your normal attack, which means as soon as the battle starts, you're already going to have a 31.5 normal attack damage. Not normal attack damage, I think you have here, I'm gonna do different multiplication for this one, but 31.5 might skill damage. Okay, while in the other case, in here, for the ring, hold on, let me see, for this ring, you are going to have, once you actually max it out, it's going to be 25%, and 25% with the might effect. Keep in mind that you're having a might, so let's see the might effect in here. So here, for the might effect, I have 505 for example, and then I will hit that by 3.0, which means I'm going to have 150%. So this 25 is not 25, it's going to be multiplied by 2.5, which is going to give us 62% skill damage, which means if you equip the other ring is going to give you 62% increase of the attack. But the difference here is it is every 2 turns. You see the difference? It is every 2 turns. This is an average. If we assumed that every single hero of yours is going to go and deal at least 1 time double attack, which again makes both of the rings almost equal. Because again, you might be fighting on the same turn that you will have the buff, and the skills itself is not going to be activated, because remember, it's 20% chance only. It's only 20% chance, 25% chance for this one, and 26% chance for the other skill, which again means maybe you are going to get the buff and it's not going to be activated. So overall, I believe both of the rings are sort of similar. But I favor the might from the start, as it's direct increased damage without waiting for normal attacks, and the other ring is average. But there is one more advantage that I did not mention yet, that the ring actually affects all of your heroes. If you click at the Night Wolf actually does affect all of your heroes. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying for me personally I prefer the other ring. But if you go for this one, you have to equip this ring for Attila and expect that it will perform great on the long battles. But if you want short bursts of damage, like very fucking high damage early at the start of the battle, which is really could change the rally if the rally is not long, or if you want to surprise enemies like King Arther and destroy the fuck out of him, then yes. I hope I was clear on my guide, guys. And if you like more videos, I will be making more videos regarding archers and the best moshes. Believe me, I have super fucking crazy builds that I have tried. And you know, server 42 is the highest activity when it comes to war. It's 24 fucking war. So guys, expect a lot of crazy builds. That's basically it, guys, and have a wonderful day.
In a city full of chaos and a tangled web of streets lives a furry feline king, the coolest cat you'll ever meet. He's got muscles like a lion, a strut that's straight up mean, with a swagger and a purr that makes the ladies scream. He's Catzilla, the beast of the block. When he rolls up, the whole place rocks. He's got that charm, yeah, he's got that flair. Every girl in town's got their eyes on his hair. Catzilla, he's a sexy beast. Feline royalty, the one that they feast. All the chicks are chasing, can't resist his charm. Catzilla's Catzilla's got him lined up, all vying for his arm. He's a big-time hunter, never misses a beat. With his dazzling green eyes, he's got the ladies on their feet. He's got a laser pointer, oh, he's the master of play. When he struts through the alley, all the girls lose their way. He's Catzilla, the king of the scene, got a reputation like you've never seen. With the flick of his tail and a glimmering glance, he's got them all tangled in a feline romance. Catzilla, Catzilla, he's the cat of the hour, with the whisker-twitching purring power. Every chick's a puddle, can't escape his spell. Catzilla's got 'em hooked, and they're loving it well. He's got a catnip cologne, makes the world go wild. Got a limo made of cardboard, and it's driving 'em all wild. Chick's a puddle, can't escape his spell. Catzilla's got 'em hooked, and they're loving it well.